I got my first girlfriend at age 34. When I was younger, I didn't think it would take this long to get my first girlfriend, but let me tell you a bit of backstory of how I came to where I am in this regard. So let's see. In high school, some people start dating then, right? Quite a lot of people start dating in high school. But I was in a small high school in a class of about... The graduating class was 57 people, including myself. So it was a tiny high school. So I think 70% of our grade were Jewish, and so white people, and there were hardly any Asians. I was the only Korean, and there were like some Asians, but like they were pretty much my niche. Not niche, my clique. They were part of my clique of kind of Asian or half Asian friends. And I was a very awkward, nerdy dork back then. And I guess I only liked one girl from high school that I had a crush on. But I knew she didn't like me back in that way, even if we were just friends at times. So, yeah, I knew it wouldn't work out, so I didn't even bother asking her out or anything like that. So, ended high school, university. If you didn't date in high school, you usually date in university, right? Well, I went into electrical engineering in Waterloo in Canada, and first of all, if you want to know the class of an engineering class, it's like 115 guys in a room, or 115 students, and out of those maybe 6 of those are girls and the rest are all guys. So yeah, I wasn't gonna date any classmates. I joined like Toastmasters and these other clubs, but I didn't really get super close with anyone to the point of asking them out or anything like that. And so university, other than like kind of like a bit of a makeout that I had, I didn't really have any like fun times in university meeting girls. And so and towards the end of university, in my 3rd and 4th year, that's when I was first diagnosed at age 21 of bipolar type 1. And so right when I graduated from university, that's when I had a huge manic episode and then depression for years following after that. So I wasn't even interested in dating when it came to meeting girls after university too. So fast forward to 2016, I'm 25 years old, going on 26, and I started going on dating apps. So I match with some girls and I go on dates, and there's a catfish story among them. I'll talk about it in a future video, where the girl looked absolutely nothing like her photos, and her face was double the width of her photos and didn't even look like the same person. So it was like using her friend's photo, but I'll save that for another future video. I didn't have much success with online dating. The girls that I met, I generally wasn't that attracted to, and if there was a girl I was attracted to, she wasn't interested in me after the first date. So fast forward to, I just stopped online dating altogether after trying it for a couple months, something like that. And then in 2018, I moved out, I got a job, and I met a girl through a friend of a coworker, and we started getting close. We started hanging out more, and she was cute, and I liked her, and she liked me, and things seemed to be going pretty well. And then I had another huge manic episode where I just sorry about the desktop notification sound. So I had another huge manic episode where I was, posting crazy shit on Facebook and Twitter, and like I had to go into the psych ward yet again, and so I at that time, like so that ended with that girl. I didn't even message her after I got better, because afterwards I was in another huge depression. So I didn't feel like messaging her. And then, what is it, years later, just a couple years later, back in like 2020 or something, I see on Instagram that she was getting engaged and married. I'm like, oh, good for her. But yeah, our contact completely cut when I got manic, and I didn't reach out to her, she didn't reach out to me, and I just left it at that. And then it's funny, because like at the psych ward, I met a girl, and she lived in the same condo that I was living at. Well, different building, but same complex. And so we were dating for about a month, and then she moved out of the condo complex, and then we didn't declare boyfriend girlfriend though, so it was just kind of casual fling thing. And then a month later, just over a month later, she moved out, and we stopped seeing each other. There is one thing I forgot to mention, which was when I was doing a co-op in New York City back in 2013, I met a girl on the street who was taking a photo of this famous spot in Dumbo, down under Manhattan Bridge overpass. And I asked her if she wanted a picture of herself, and so I took a picture of her. She was from Korea. I spoke Korean with her, and we had a couple lovely dates, and then we would keep in touch, and I would see her again when I visited Korea. But a couple lovely dates there as well in Korea, but it fizzled out when I was trying to have calls, and I was so inexperienced at the time. I was 22, 23, and I didn't know what to say over the phone calls, so the calls were just like dead silent most of the time, and so she stopped answering to my messages. I don't blame her. Anyway, so there was that little like fling thing from New York City to Korea, and so I did a bit of online dating in 2018 as well, before I went manic. So I met a girl or two, like a couple dates. So I guess I wasn't I'm not a 34-year-old virgin, but at the same time, not that much experience either. So fast forward to 2020, I tried dating apps again, got some new profile pictures. If you can see my profile picture on YouTube, that is one of the photos from this profile photos that I took, a photo shoot. And so I was testing out the new photos and getting some matches and meeting up, but none of them, online dating, none of them stuck. They were like maybe two dates max, 3 dates max, and then either usually if I was interested, they weren't interested. If they were interested, I wasn't interested. And so I stopped again. I tried again early 2024 and went on several dates, talked about that in my daily vlog. But again, if I was interested, they weren't interested. If they weren't interested, I was interested. It never matched that we were both interested. Or if we were both interested, it only lasted for like 3 dates, and then they weren't interested anymore. So a lot of dates, no success. And so I stopped online dating again. Like I only do online dating for like 1 or 2 months, and then I stop, because it's just so draining, such a time suck. It's mentally exhausting. And I was like, I am fine being single at this point. I don't even want to keep looking. Online dating is not the best way to go, but I wanted to keep an open mind. So I was trying to meet people in person And that's how I met some of my friends, like going to a meetup of Japanese Korean language exchange. I met friends like that. I didn't make a girlfriend. I made friends, but I was keeping an open mind, meeting new people, in the hopes that maybe it might lead to a relationship. So, fast forward to October, November of 2024, and I was like, oh, so a friend told me running clubs are popular in looking for dates in person. And so I was like, okay, maybe I'll try a running club. So I looked up a running club nearby. I went to the club and it was burning. My calves were burning, but no real cute girls and no real friends either. So I was like, okay, I tried it. It was a fail. I don't want to come to this running club again. But the guy at the running club, one of the nice guys there who was an organizer, told me, oh, you're Korean, right? So you might be interested in a Korean running club. I was like, oh, okay, I'll try looking for that. And I didn't know how to find this Korean running club. I was looking online and I couldn't find it. So I went on Kakao Talk, this Korean messaging app, and I went to the open group chats and I looked for Korean running club, and all I found were Toronto meetup groups. And I've joined one of those kind of groups before, and I've made a friend like that before, but I was like, okay, there's another group, maybe I'll try joining this group. So I joined the group, introduced myself, asked a little bit about the running club, and then forgot about that I joined the group at all. And fast forward a couple weeks later, on November 2nd, one of the members from that Kakao group messaged me in the open chat saying, oh, Paul Yu, you said you're living in North York, right? You're nearby? And I said, yeah, I live in North York. And she said, you want to meet up as a group? Well, she said, message me, and I'm having like, I'm organizing a group meetup. So I was like, yeah, sounds good. I'm down. I completely forgot about this, but yeah, I'm not doing anything that evening. So I'm down to meet up some new people. So I went to this meetup group, and it was a group of me and 4 other people, so the 5 of us. And the one who invited me, when she walked in and came in and sat next to me, I was like, oh, she's cute. She's cute. So I was talking with her, not initially talking with her, I was talking with the other her friends in front of me. And then when I started talking with her, I'm like, oh, she's not Korean, but she speaks Korean. I was surprised by her Korean level, because she could actually hold a conversation down. And I was like, whoa, this is rare. I mean, she is Asian, but the fact that she speaks Korean at a quite fluent level surprised me. And we also talked about books, because she's an avid book reader. I read books on occasion, and so we were talking about that. And then after our dinner, we went to a bubble tea place, 4 of us, 1 left, and it was a group of 4, and I really liked this group of people. Not just her, but the other people too. I was like, oh, these people could be my friends. Like, I could see these 3 group of people becoming like long-term friends at least. So I was really enjoying my time with them. They were opening their hearts about a couple of them moving to Canada within a year and things they've been going through, and it was really good to hear people opening up. So I bonded with them, and then I started messaging with that girl who sat next to me, and that night we messaged all the way to like 3 a.m. in the morning, past 3 a.m. It was crazy how much we were messaging into the night. And I was like, damn, it's been oh my god, I can't remember the last time I've stayed up messaging a girl this late. Like, I don't think I've ever really had that. It was anyway, so I met up with her and one of the other friends that I met that night the next day, and and then we weren't really talking to each other that much because the third friend was doing the most of the talking. But I was gonna drive the girl home because it was kind of a far walk. So I was walking her to the car, and I was like, I better make a move. They're so scary. I gotta make a move. So I grabbed her hand, put it around my arm, and I said, oh, it's so cold. And then we were linking arm in arm. And then I noticed her hand was now not in her pocket, but like hanging around my arm. So I grabbed her hand and was kind of trying to keep it warm. And she didn't pull away. Like, she wasn't uncomfortable feeling. I didn't get that vibe. So I was like, oh, at least I made this move. And she's not awkward about it. So I dropped her off. No kiss or kind of awkward hug in the car goodbye, but no kiss or anything like that. And then we met up again, and as a group, and then we started. I started like giving her a long hug goodbye, and then a peck on the lips at one point as part of the hug goodbye, and then yeah, we started seeing each other, and then 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after we met, in November 16th, yeah, so we met November 2nd, and then November 16th, we were having a date, and that's when we said, okay, let's make it official, boyfriend, girlfriend. And so November 16th, 2024 is a special date for me. And that's the first day that I ever got a girlfriend at 34 years old. So, oh man, like, I didn't expect this to happen. And yes, I have been trying to meet people, but I mean, she checks just a lot of the boxes that I have, like a mental checklist without any clear red flags that I'm like, oh, this definitely won't work out. It's just I'm not saying every single box is checked, but a lot of the more important ones are all checked. So I am like, of course you can't have every box checked, but like I honestly, I can't really complain. Everything's going well so far, and I know we're still at the honeymoon stage, but the fact that I got a girlfriend for the first time at age 34, I didn't expect to get into a relationship anytime soon. And let me show you a live stream that I did. When was this? September 3rd of last year, 2024. I was reading a book, and I'll play this clip for you. He says, Joe Dispenza, the author, says, be thankful for something that is yet to happen. I was like, whoa, I never heard that before. I've heard, from Think and Grow Rich, another famous book, which is from the 1920s, and many other sources, like The Strangest Secret and all these other books. They said, in those books, it said, imagine as if you already have what you want, what you desire. So imagine that you already have everything that you want. And it's really hard to do that. I kind of brushed it off, and I was thinking, well, it's like telling me to feel full even though I feel hungry. That's how I thought of it. But this guy, Joe Dispenza, is saying, feel thankful. Imagine as if you have everything and say thank you for it. Like, feel gratitude. I was like, okay, that's a bit more doable for some reason. Just imagine that you have, like, earning a full-time living doing YouTube. Just like imagining that, trying to feel that, and like, oh, thank you. I'm so happy that I've reached this place. And gratitude for something that you've yet to achieve. Or, having being in a loving relationship that I am really happy in, whatever that turns out to look like, just being happy with someone that I'm with. That's another thing where I can be like, I'm happy that I have this person right now. And so I was imagining that. I have yet to get to the latter parts of the book, and so as that was September 3rd, and I'm not saying just because of this book that I was reading and then I imagined being thankful for something that I have yet to have, that somehow got me a girlfriend. I'm not saying that, but it's just funny because my my girlfriend, she watches like a lot of my videos, like a lot of the past videos, all the current videos that I post. She's a fan and supports me, and she pointed this out, saying, "Oh, look, 2 months before we met, you said, thank you that I have a loving relationship, and then 2 months later I got it." So I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I didn't even realize I said that." But I'm not saying that was the cause or anything. It was my actions and circumstance and everything, right? Like, I was trying to meet new people. I was putting myself out there. I was even approaching girls that I found attractive as I was walking past them. Of course, I'm so bad at it that none of them led to anything. But yeah, I was putting myself out there, meeting people, even as groups, even as just to make friends. And that meeting, the intention to meet people and make friends, led to me and my girlfriend meeting. So yeah, it's funny how the running club led to a different Kakao meetup, and then I met her. But yeah, if you want to not go through dating app hell, which dating app hell is really bad, then try to meet people in person, and maybe you'll stumble into a good friend, or maybe you'll stumble into a girlfriend or boyfriend. So and so one of my goals, which was to meet people, that's kind of fallen off now, because now I'm spending a lot of time with her and I'm not really actively meeting more new people. And there's actually another group to meet a couple new people as part of a group meetup tomorrow, but I'm not going to that. I'm gonna spend time with my girlfriend instead. So I'm my goal of meeting people has kind of fallen off, even though I think it's still a good goal to have. Yeah, so yeah, I am a 34-year-old and I have my first girlfriend, and I can't complain, man. Like, as I say the mantra, thanks for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. Sure, you can always find nitpicks to complain about, but and just to be clear, I say that no matter good thing or bad thing happens. Like, when I got shingles and was in a lot of pain and I couldn't sleep, still I say thanks for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. This is one of those cases where I'm like, a positive thing, thanks for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. So I feel very lucky to have met her, and she tells me multiple times and continues to tell me, I'm so lucky to have met you. And she tells me that, and I feel like, wow, I've never experienced that kind of reciprocation before. And the fact that I'm an unemployed 34-year-old living with my mom, and like, wow, I didn't expect this to happen. But anyways, yeah, I've been hiding this for 2 months now, 2.5 months, and I wanted to keep my private life private, but at some point, the reason I was partly slacking on my videos certain days and for a little stretch at a time is because I was spending so much time with her. So yeah, at some point I did want to come out and let you guys know, and Yeah, I still value my privacy to a big degree, but yeah, I wanted to share this part, so I will leave you with that, and here comes the pet montage. 1% better every day, baby. Take a Oh, you wanna go out? Oh, Muffin. Oh. Okay. Quiet. Oi. Quiet. No, Tigger, you don't come back. Well, she comes back, but you don't.